Hello YouTubers, so it's almost pancake day, yay! And you're probably wondering what kind of interesting recipes you can make with pancakes. Well, I'm going to make a galette, which is a savoury French pancake using buckwheat flour, gluten-free, filled with lots of yummy root vegetables made into like a cannelloni shape. So, a bit of a twist on your regular pancake recipe, no jam. But you need to start off with a basic batter. And the batter I'm doing is buckwheat flour, and then I'll need some milk. You could use water if you wanted to, but milk just gives it a richer flavour, and 1 egg. I'm going to whisk this all together, make a little space, and that goes. Then maybe a pinch of salt. Maybe a pinch of salt. You want a pinch of salt. And then you just pour in your milk. You just want the consistency of double cream. Now it's important to let your batter rest at least 1 hour, because if you don't let it rest, what happens is the pancakes tend to shrink a lot when you fry them. Just give it a good whisk. Make sure there are no lumps. Now if you didn't want to use buckwheat flour, you could just use plain flour. Same ratio. Okay, so that looks pretty good. You might need a little bit of milk after it's rested, because sometimes it does thicken up. I tend to make my batter the day beforehand. It's good to leave it to rest overnight, but if you can't, an hour would be fine too. Pour it into my jug. So while that's resting in the fridge, I'm going to prep my vegetables. Ah, yes. Fits inside. Always the dilemma. Can't fit anything in my fridge. Okay, so I have got the ugliest vegetable in the world. Well, no, okay, it is a little bit ugly. A celeriac. So I'm going to use a bit of that, some carrots, parsnip and some onions. I think that's a good combination, but you can mix it up. If you don't like celeriac, just put more carrots in. You could go for a colourful mix of carrots. You could put some pumpkin in, some squash. Anything's possible. So I need a baking tray. Just going to preheat my oven and a knife. Okay, so I only need 1/4 of this celeriac. Just trim off the tough outside. Oh, it's the first time I'm trying out this knife. Do like it. I bought this in Kyoto actually, at this beautiful knife shop. I could have bought a lot more, but I had to stop myself. So just 1 knife. Okay. I'm just going to get rid of these little bits. So you want to chop your vegetables in roughly kind of same size, because then they'll cook at the same rate. Okay, celeriac goes in. Parsnips. And I need my peeler. Just get rid of the tough outside skin. Brings back memories of working in this vegetarian cafe in Paris. I used to have to peel loads of vegetables for the roasted vegetable stew we used to make every day. 6 in the morning, I would be there peeling. Okay, might as well do the carrots as I'm already there. I do like a speed peeler. It is very speedy. So chop your carrots into the same size as the celeriac. Same with the parsnips. Okay, celeriac done. Just the onions to go. Cut the onions in half. I don't think these onions are going to make me cry. They're going to be tough. No, some onions make me cry, some don't. But I have a feeling these are mild onions. Fingers crossed. I'm not wearing waterproof makeup today. It's not a good look. Okay, so onions, you just want to slice or roughly chop as you like. I'm not being too fussy today. And one last half. Okay, they go all in there. Sprinkle a little bit of salt. And I'm going to add a little bit of freshly grated nutmeg. Some black pepper, or a lot if you like it. Some olive oil. Okay. And then you just want to mix it all up so the vegetables are coated with the oil and the spices. And then that goes in the oven for about half an hour to 45 minutes. You just want to roast your vegetables until they're like al dente, so they're cooked, but still have a little bit of bite. Okay, I need a frying pan. Or if you're lucky, if you've got a pancake crepe pan, that would be even better. But I don't. So I'll just have to use my biggest frying pan, and it will have to do. Oh, sorry. Okay, grab my batter from the fridge. Now, you just want to check it's got the right consistency, kind of double cream consistency. Give it a stir as well. If it's too thick, you can just add a little bit more milk. Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay, so the first pancake, crepe, or whatever you want to call it, this is a galette technically because it's buckwheat flour, usually always goes wrong. It takes one or two, so don't worry if you mess up the first or the second one, or even the third one. It still tastes good, but it'll just have a funny shape. It's all about getting the temperature of the pan right and the right kind of swirling action, or whatever. If you've got one of those fancy wooden, you know, you see in France, those people have those sticks. I can't think of the word. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. If you've got one of those, then you can use that, but I don't. I'm just going to use a frying pan, and it will do. I've got a little bit of melted butter, just to rub it on there, because you don't need that much. It's just a little bit. So you want to get it as thin as possible. Turn it down, it's a bit too hot. So much for being non-stick. It needs a little bit of easing off. Too much easing off. Okay. Okay, so now you can do the tossing. Ah! That was all right. Okay, so it's a little bit sticky. Next time I'm just going to add a bit more butter to make it come off easier. But that's not bad. It's not too thick. You want quite a thin galette or crepe. It's all about, you know, nice thin ones. It's not American style pancakes here. Just checking the vegetables. They're coming along nicely. You might need to toss them halfway through and just check they're not burning on the top. If they are getting a little bit too caramelized, then cover them up with some aluminium foil. I think it needs a bit more colour. Then just slide it onto the plate. And then if there are any little bits like this, just make sure you clear it out the pan, otherwise they will burn. And bit more this time. So I just kind of swirl the pan around a little bit. I'm not swirling well enough. It's got a few holes. See if I can fill it up. Okay, if you can't fill it up, you could always just do a tiny bit into the gaps. So you can see it's starting to bubble up. I'm just going to turn these over. See. No! Ah, there you go. Didn't want to go first time. Yeah, I think that's good. Slide it onto the plate. Bit more butter. So you more sweet or savoury? I think I'm more savoury. I do like cheese in my galette. What is it? Oh, it looks like an elephant, no? You think that looks like an elephant? That's the nose. Okay, I don't know, whatever. It's the last bit of pancake batter, or galette batter. You only need 4 for this recipe. Okay, I'm going to switch that off. Right, so I'm going to finish off my filling and then I can stuff my galettes. I need some baby spinach and I'll need some mascarpone and grainy mustard and cheese. I've got some mature cheddar here, but you could use parmesan. Anything with a lot of flavour, and it has to be a hard cheese. Well, hard cheese just works better. I'm going to mix this up. Nice dollop of grainy mustard. You could use English mustard or Dijon. You probably need less English mustard because English mustard is a bit stronger. And I need some fresh chives. Just a handful. Just run the knife through it. Watch your fingers at the last bit. Okay. In they go. Okay, put my leaves in there. Spinach leaves. And my veg should be done. Perfect. So just pop the veg in with the mascarpone and the chives and the mustard and the spinach. We're going to mix it all up and that is going to be our filling for the galettes. Okay, another stir. Otherwise you're just going to have one bit of black pepper. Won't taste too good if it's just in one spot. I could just eat the filling like that, but no, I'm gonna use it for my galettes. So really easy. You need like a baking dish. Then you're just gonna put some of the filling in the middle, like so. Like a big sausage. Tuck it in your baking dish and repeat. Go in the end. Don't forget the important part, one of the important ingredients. Some cheese, plenty of it. Goes all over the top. And then I'm just gonna, a little bit of butter. It's February. It's no longer January. January's about dieting. February's like, oh, I give up. That goes in the oven and you literally just want to get the cheese kind of bubbly and golden on the top. In the oven it goes. Put the grill on. So while that's just finishing it off in the oven, I'm just going to chop up a few more chives to sprinkle on top. This is optional extra, but I think it looks good and it just adds a little bit of freshness to the dish. Oh, I love the smell of melted cheese. Perfect. Look at that. Bubbling, golden, delicious. So just sprinkle a bit of chives on top if you'd like to. And then all you need to do is serve it.